Hi, today we're at Manor Farm Leisure in Evesham. It's a fantastic fishery full of big F1s, mirrors, commons. It's a brilliant all year round fishery. You can catch here big bags in the summer, big bags in the winter. Today we've come here to fish meat and target some of these bigger carp. The meat is a fantastic bait. You can get it from supermarkets, tackle shops. It's easily accessible, and to be honest, you can do a lot with it. Today I'm going to show you later how we do it, but today we've got some 8mm cubes, some 6mm cubes for feeding. So the 8mm cubes are going to be used mainly on the hook. 6mm are going to be used for feeding. And the beauty about meat is you can get the edge. And when I'm saying you can get the edge, you can use different things. You can use different additives, dyes, ground baits to cover the meat. So for example, here we've just dyed some red. So that's got a very strawberry smell to it. So you obviously not only dyes the bait, but it also gives it a little bit of added flavour. Here you've got some covered in Maruku krill, which I've had some great success on recently. So you know, you can do different things, you can add different flavourings, just gives you that little bit of an edge. But today we're going to be mainly using just natural meat in its raw state. We've got several sizes, 8mm again, like I said, for the hook, 6mm. And to achieve these perfectly formed cubes, you want a meat cutter. And the meat cutters are what you're going to need. You don't want to be there with a knife trying to cut it into little cubes. It's pointless. Get one of these, you can do it in seconds. Let's quickly show you how we're going to do that. Simply, you've got a plunger here, and this is your main body. Simply drop your piece of meat into the top here. You get instructions with it anyway, should you want one. And simply push down on that meat until it goes through into that bottom cavity there. Once it's gone through there, simply take your plunger out. You want a bait box and the small tray that comes with the cutter as well. Turn it on its side, move the little plunger head there, and basically push it back through until here it goes through. So there, let's just empty that. Let's break those up. You can see there, those are perfectly formed cubes. Absolutely perfect for feeding, and what carp could resist that? Now when we go down the edge, there's two types of rig I use. The first is an IS2, which is an island float. Now the reason I use this is, down the edge here, as like I said earlier, it's possibly about 4 foot deep, so it's quite some depth there, and if you keep feeding, the fish generally come off the bottom. So we've got a bottom rig here, which is a prototype float, which is a 4x12 float. Again, very simple shotting pattern. There's a bulk here, about 12 inches or so from a size 14 hook, 016 main line. So that's the one we're going to be using when we're fishing on the deck. But the importance of this IS2 float is we're actually going to fish it half depth. So that's the depth we got. We're going to move that float to halfway. So we're going to start on the deep rig, fishing on the bottom, but if you start to get a lot of liners and that when we feed, this is a rig you want to pick up. Fish it half depth and just keep feeding as you normally would, and that catches a lot of fish when they're off the deck. Elastic wise, it's 12 to 14 map green. Hollow elastic, superb elastic. It will land anything from a small F1 to a double figure carp. And obviously a very important thing nowadays is puller kits. They do help you land fish a lot quicker. So always, you know, whether it's a standard puller bung or a puller kit, always look at using one of these when you're carp fishing. So that's enough about the rigs and the floats you're using. Let's get some fishing done. There you go, a lovely little mirror carp, all caught on mace. Superb little fish.